Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mace. Let's check this out. Memes roasting the Americans into oblivion. Some of these might be a bit old, but this was posted April 17th, 2024. So, yeah, damn. Almost a year ago. But they don't get old. Some of them, anyways. I'm sure will live on in infamy. All right, let's check this out. Number one, on the French language. The French also don't have a word for entrepreneur. That word is in French. Nice. Okay. On mums. It's mom, not mum. It's mum for the UK. You do not spell the word mother, it's mother. I don't know why, but like Americans on the internet, it's pretty easy pickings. Like let's admit here. Let's call a spade a spade. Like sometimes it's low-hanging fruit because there's so many Americans, right? How many? 300 million? 350 million? Something like that? There's just 40 million Canadians. Many other countries don't have such large populations, yet alone such large populations with a high density of ignorance or celebrated ignorance. But when your president is Donald Trump, when 50 million people vote for Trump, a second time, not just one time, a second time. And look, at the end of the day, the US has like this binary system, which is an incredibly flawed democracy. Let's just admit it. You got a turd sandwich, on one side, and a shit salad on the other one. It's actually giant douche. Giant douche from the South Park reference. So, giant douche, how are you going to improve the economy? Well, I'm going to enrich myself. And giant turd, what about you? Like, oh, it's crazy. And yeah, this is a classic representation of that celebration of ignorance. Everything is not centered around what you know. And look, everybody's ignorant, right? Everybody's ignorant of certain things. The question is, are you humble enough to recognize when you're in the wrong? Or are you humble enough to have a learning moment? Are you humble enough to concede that things around the world are not the same everywhere? As well, people around the world are not constantly thinking about the US. They don't give a crap about the US. Look, the US is relevant. They spend almost $1 trillion a year on their military. There's many geopolitical details which can't be overlooked, which is why we're on the brink of, with Trump as a president, there's so much volatility, and he's so unpredictable, which is causing not just economic markets to fluctuate and have an incredibly volatile and high level of uncertainty. It also is making other countries' leaders have to deal with that unpredictability and not knowing from one day to the next what Donnie is going to do, right? So it's crazy. Number 3, on Texas. For dude failed... I'm saying this green blocked out part. For dude failed geography, it's literally in the southern section of the map. Next bro is going to say that Texas is in the northern hemisphere. Texas is in the northern hemisphere. No, it's not. Southern region of the map, though, big dog. What? I don't even understand this meme. It's too early in the morning. On country size. Euros barely know Europe, let alone anywhere outside of it. They also think the US is about the size of France. I don't think you've ever met a European. Yeah, that sounds much more like an American point of view, being ignorant on things like that. On temperature, Celsius is used by communists. Fahrenheit is used for freedom. Dumbest comment of the week. Congratulations. Oh boy. Okay, that was funny. On New Zealand, steepest street in the world, Baldwin Street in Dunedin, New Zealand. Dunedin. It sounds like something from Lord of the Rings. Why can I not figure out what state NZ is in? It's Nevada. It's Nevada. Oh my God. The funniest one is I've seen a meme where Americans figuring out for the first time that Georgia is a country. It's not a country, it's a state. On ambulances. Quick! The Americans are asleep. Post pictures of stuff that isn't expensive. Only because Americans pay for the healthcare of Europe. You've so much rhetoric lately about the Americans paying for everything everywhere and everybody else not paying their fair share. And a lot of this stems like from Trump but yeah, it's pretty funny watching, brain rot infected people who get all of their worldviews from news sources, incredibly partisan news sources. And it's always funny when partisan people try to be like, well, I'm actually reasonable, but then they just show their blatant partisanship in whatever they're saying. Look, there's not necessarily a good side or a bad side. The left and the right is a gong show. The left and right is not even a good way to look at it. Look at it like up versus down. That should be the battle that's being talked about. Up versus down instead of left versus right. It's just keeping the masses divided. On rugby, everybody dissing the NFL, but don't realize if America has their own national rugby team, we'd wipe the floors. Brother, America has a team. They lost 120-3 in New Zealand. May God inform yourself. So yeah, Americans just being ignorant to the fact that they're not the best at everything, I guess. On sourdough bread, which was a very nice moment when the Canadians beat the Americans in hockey. On sourdough bread, as a German, that is no sourdough. Sourdough was invented in America, so you'd think we'd do it best. Sourdough is literally older than the U.S. Yeah, sourdough has been around for a long, long time. A lot longer than 1776. On fridges. Do Germans even need a refrigerator? They literally live in the snow most of the time of the year. What? Are you dumb or just American? Isn't that synonymous? Who would say that? Maybe it wasn't American though. There's a lot, and okay, let's not get it twisted. There's stupid people everywhere. And I'll add on to what I said earlier about the ignorance thing. And if you're humble in your ignorance, look, everybody is ignorant of things. Everybody's stupid in many areas. Like, right? We only have so much time in a day. We only have so much things that we can learn. Everybody's an expert in something, but they're stupid in many other things. It's whether or not you're open to being humble enough to make it a learning moment. Question and expats in Portugal Q&A. Can anybody tell me if Portugal has running water like in the States? No, only walking water. Everything is slower there. We don't drink water in Portugal. We just drink wine. Water is for suckers. Once you've bathed in oh, okay, they're piling on now. I love it. No, but they have running wine. Water faucets come with white and red taps. White for red, red for red. Oh, getting roasted. Beautiful. On euros. Can I use US money in Ireland, Scotland, France, and England? Or do I need to carry euros? Oh, I can't. On gold and diamonds. How cheap is gold and diamonds in Dubai? Is the price fixed? Any restrictions on how much you can bring on board? Thank you in advance. Yeah, I don't think you can take gold and diamonds on an aircraft. I don't know what the question is even. Oh, does AED mean American English dollar? No, it's the local currency of the United Arab Emirates. On the dictionary. Bruh, we wrote the dictionary. Be quiet. The most used dictionary in the world is, of course, the Oxford English Dictionary. It is also the most used in America and the one that Harvard University asks its students to use. The Oxford English Dictionary is written by professors at Oxford University in Oxford, England, and is published by Oxford University Press, also in Oxford, England. Also, the first ever dictionary was Robert Cowdrey's Table Alphabetical, written in 1604 and published in London, England. Figures. On walkable cities. Europe chose their little walkable cities. We chose to go to the moon. Europe chose their little walkable cities. We chose to go to the moon. please stay there next time you go. Why would you be against walkable cities? Like, what does that even mean? Europe chose their little walkable cities. You know how pleasant and convenient and healthy walkable cities are? Healthier society, quieter, less noise pollution, less vehicles everywhere. You should have more cyclists and pedestrians. Would be beautiful instead of stupid strip malls and subdivisions or suburbs. On AC, Europores don't even use modern day technology in their homes. AC and microwaves. We don't? That's new information. That's strange. How come I'm eating food I warmed up in my microwave? Yeah, like that's just stupidity. On months. Now this is some else. Something else? No, this is some else. Fingernail. Anyone want to talk about how the month is 13? Yeah, what the hell? What is 1304? They put it backwards in certain places. Like that's supposed to be April 13th, I guess. And I can read dates like this. I assume it's April 13th. I think the Americans do it backwards. Like it should be month first and then day. Is the way I believe it should be. But yeah, for my time and working as a police dispatcher, like I can read those as soon as I see them on Australia. 1 hour later. Is it really that hot even in winter in Australia? Another reason. Yeah, Americans don't understand hemispheres. Australia is part of the southern hemisphere. It's summer right now. But isn't America in like the middle of the earth? So like the middle hemisphere? So everywhere else copies? I'm so confused. Oh my God. On tipping. Point of view, too French to tip. Broke Frenchies can't afford USA lifestyle. Just stay home. Your people rely on tipping to make a minimum wage. This is not something you should be bragging about. Makes me think of the opening scene to Reservoir Dogs. Steve Buscemi, he doesn't tip. And then he makes a good point about how come we don't tip McDonald's workers? They're still serving you food. On Polish. Started from nothing. Hello, I'm a Polish male who's been living in America for roughly 5 generations. I want to learn Polish, but I've never learned another language in my life, and I only speak English. Does anyone have any tips for learning from the absolute beginning with no prior experience? Okay. Starting to learn a foreign language at 100 years old will be difficult, but good luck. Oh, 5 generations. This American, if they are even American, are smart and stupid at the same time. On those lovable rubber circles. Wait, what is a tire? A city in Lebanon, apparently. Tire, British spelling. They're going too far with these spellings. No, not everybody has the same spelling as you. The tire was invented in Britain, so I think we get to decide what it's called. Last I checked, Belfast is in Ireland. Checkmate, Redcoat. Oh, I can't anymore, man. Are we almost done? On tradition. No, not at all. This is an American tradition and milestone. Engagement rings are not a quote-unquote American tradition. I have no idea about the origin of engagement rings, how far they go back, and how it's developed over the years or evolved. On toilets. At least American toilets aren't just holes in the ground. You realize America isn't the only developed country, right? Basically, all of Europe has much better educational system and normal plumbing. Yeah, there's a lot of that sentiment lately of Americans just not understanding that there's an entire planet that is not the United States. And they really think everything revolves around them. It's crazy. And like I said, not everybody in the States. Not everybody. And look, there's incredibly dumb people in Canada. There's dumb people in the States. There's dumb people in Europe. There's dumb people everywhere. It's a question of whether or not they're celebrating the ignorance. Celebrating the ignorance every day. Celebrating it twice a week, and I might say. On Texas again. Texas is like twice the size of... Why? Did you not go to class? Go to your class, man. On NASA. stand when it hits a temperature of 3090 Fahrenheit. For those wondering what Fahrenheit is, it's the temperature system that the only people who have landed on the moon used. NASA used metric for their calculations, though. It doesn't matter. NASA is American, and America uses imperial, so get World War losers on passports. Why do I have to get my visa checked as an American? My passport has the same travel rights as British passports now. I'm literally from an English-speaking country that fathered democracy, yet I have to stand in the Ryanair line like an immigrant. Fathered democracy. Yeah, how's your democracy working? I guess it's still working to some degree, but what type of ignorance is that? Like, that's entitlement personified right there. On World War II. Have you ever cracked open a World War II history book? Oh man, that is World of Warcraft 2 or something? What? The Second World War, the deadliest conflict in human history, 65 million dead. You're either 11 years old or you're an American. Touche. On dollars, there's only one country that uses the dollar sign, and it's USA for USD. What? The dollar sign is most recognizable in the world and is used by more than 20 countries. Do you guys have No, we put all our perishable goods in a hole in the garden to keep them cool. Oh, man. That was wonderful. All right. See you guys on the next one. Let me know what your favorite meme was there. Or give me a story of something funny that you've seen. All right. Cheers.